Hey guys, and welcome to week 34 of my devlog for finding home. Alright, the zombie game I'm creating. Let's just hit the exe here and get into a new build. So this week I didn't work on the ground zero map at all. I worked more on the Broken Visions map, just to kind of get something started on one of the multiplayer maps. I haven't added the loading screen in here yet. This is my first time running a build, so just trying to see how long it takes. It's not bad. Alright, so you can see here, got some forest, big old map. I think I always underestimate how big this map is. But needless to say, as you can see, I start here, and there is this road, and there's the forest. But if I was to escape, I think even go to the main menu here. Single player, new game, Broken Visions. I set up 52 different spawn locations. So each time you spawn in, it will randomly choose one of those 52 spawn locations, as well as each time you die, if you don't set a bed down, you'll go to one of those 52 different spawn locations. Like I said, oh, got some floating grass I gotta fix. Alright, or it could be just wigging out because I didn't let it load properly. Because usually there's not like weird bald areas like this. As you can see, last time I was completely surrounded by ocean. This time we got this like river in the center here. There's still a road here. Now what I'm looking for, and why I'm kind of quiet, is I'm looking for my AI. And believe it or not, I do have a bunch of AI spawning all over the place. No matter what spawn you go to, there should be AI. I might have to put more, like, just more spawners. I didn't want to spam like a ton of spawners all over the place, because I figured that would just bog down the system. Maybe I have to do like a bunch more like level streaming volumes, so it all handles the spawners better, and that way it could have a ton of spawners. Ah, there we go. There's some AI here. So yeah. There is life. You got some pigs. You got some squirrels. got some boars. Got some goats, some rats. Rabbit. Deer. Yeah, I just got a bunch actually spawning here. And if you kill them, I just got them. Oh, 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 ah. Alright, I believe I gave the bullet some bleed damage. A health drink, water. Yeah, I'm gonna fix the drop on a lot of these guys. I just tested them to make sure they could drop stuff for now. But I don't think I'm gonna have deers dropping flashlights and bandages. Oh my god. So right now, again, I just have it testing a bunch of stuff. The zombies do attack animals, and I think I'm going to turn that off right now, or at least switch the tags so that the bears don't kill the zombies, and that the zombies don't chase down little mice. 'Cause that's what these guys are probably doing. I have to fix the targeting so they target the closest target. Right now they have a specific target somewhere else. Oh, these guys don't. Oh, sweet, I bet. I'm gonna need to put a bed in the house. That's fine. Let's go do some of that stuff. Alright. So those spawners are gonna spawn a ton of guys. I'm gonna try to run away here. See if I can get that maybe despawn a little bit. Because that's gonna probably lag me out. It's gonna spawn like 200 something AI. Something crazy. Oh, there's another spawner over there that's spawning about 200 AI. But again, it's just a test to see how much it bogs down the system and stuff like that. I can see that it is bogging down mine a little, which is fine. I'm gonna give it to a couple other people and see how they do with theirs. Yeah, collect some wood here for wood. For wood. Some berries. Some plant fiber. But yeah, I'm gonna go over the spawners. I just kind of wanted to see if I could get something going here. How expensive did I make it? Do? Oh, I don't have a blueprint. Right. So I'm gonna have to try to give the character a blueprint. That way they can build stuff. I just realized I don't have a blueprint. So I won't be able to build. And without being able to build, I won't be able to make a crafting bench. Without a crafting bench, I won't be able to... Oh, there was guys over there. Look, there's guys. Oh, that's good. Oh. Out of ammo. No. Alright, but yeah. I won't be able to show off what I was hoping to show off because I'm silly and I need to put more stuff in. But yeah, I was working on this map. Got some trees and some stuff in there. This is a map that my mom wanted to work on a map with me together, but I wanted to have something, like I said, for you guys for multiplayer, and a couple other people who were wanted to work with me on something. Um, haven't really been available yet, so I wanted something that if people wanted to play multiplayer in and jump in, they had. So this is just I gotta make sure that this is what I wanted to make sure was up and running, and then again I could edit it and and tweak it to make it better. So if we needed more enemies, we can get more enemies. If we needed right now I think I have lots too much food. Again, maybe that the player starts with the blueprint, and then obviously have a higher chance of maybe blueprints dropping off the enemies and stuff. So you could always build, just in case if for some reason somebody threw their blueprint in the ground. Alright. But I think that is it that I have for the main game. I go to the menu. Yeah, I definitely didn't change much in the main game. Yeah, because I've been working more on trying to get the game ready for Steam again. So I could show you guys some of that stuff. I think I showed you guys. I'm not too sure if I showed you guys last time. So I've been working on pictures for my game logo. So finding home, kind of cover box stuff. And these are like the different random sizes that they require for Steam. Small ones, big ones, and they need even more. These were the ones before I got to the next. I didn't realize that it was mad at me, and I didn't realize there's another tab. When you click on the tab, it has a whole bunch of more sizes for the library of Steam now. So I have to get that all done. The next thing I wanted to also show you guys again is I always keep harping on this thing, just because you know I hope one day like a lot of friends and people work with me and stuff. But to pick up the free assets for the month, it's now the first Tuesday of the it's past the first Tuesday of the new month of September, and we got some great kits here. Some level design toolkit, so it's easy blocks and stuff to help you lay out a level. If you're doing a cartoony kind of game, an alchemist house, this old brick house is really good for me. What normally costs 63 bucks for free is definitely good, because it's all the interiors, like, so all this old-fashioned kit will definitely work good on some of the maps I have, especially the map that I was hoping my fiance was going to work on. The old-fashioned cupboards and everything will work good in some of the houses to add variety. Some old retro players and stuff, get the music going. Old poker table, some old bathrooms, and they're nice and like kind of grungy and dirty. I like that too. Kind of fits the theme a little bit. Looks like it has a nice concrete surrounding. This looks like it's just an HDMI picture. This is just like a for showcasing. It's just a weird background that nobody actually uses. And they just had some flat grass and stuff there. But yeah, free. Can't argue with that. The other pack that I really like, that look kind of cool, is they have this free hand-to-hand combat kind of animation pack for like kicking, jumping, backflips, it looks like, or like back handsprings. Yeah, 46 animations for close combat, 10 attacks, 11 evades, 3 blocks, 9 different hit animations, some locomotions, which there's so much locomotions, I don't think that's really needed. But it's always nice to get more idols in there at least. Yeah. I think the week was pretty cool. Some people really like splines to make walls and stuff, so definitely a good variety week for free stuff. And remember, they always usually come up with one permanent free item. And again, to find it, if you don't see it in the main home, you can always just go to Epic, The Epic Games content you could use. The Mega Scan content is free as long as you're making Epic games with Unreal. The free for the month is free, obviously. And then, yeah, you have the permanently free collection. And something new will probably pop in here, if not now. The permanently free one sometimes comes closer to the end of the month. I've always noticed, and also because it's weird, it does from the newest product to the oldest product, and what is coming free might not necessarily be a new product to the store. It might be old, so you can't just go to. It won't be just on page 1 a lot of the time. Sometimes it will be on page like 6, but you'll definitely usually know because it'll be like little advertisement kind of things when something comes out. Alright, with that, showed the logos. Yeah, let's go in engine and check out some of the map stuff that I was working on. So if we open up here, one of the sections in the map, I'll show you. Right now I'm running off a new external hard drive, which is not a solid state. So my disk will be running high, but I'll also see my D drive here. But it's also huge, so I can run all my game stuff. It's like 8 terabytes. The problem being like it's not a SSD, so it kind of like bogs it down. So my frame rate won't be. I guess it's still 120. 120, yeah. I was trying, like I said, I'm trying to optimize everything. So when these guys come in, they create their own nav meshes. And right now, like I was saying, it's a little silly. It's spawning 5 of these zombies, 5 of these zombies, 5 of these zombies, 5 of these zombies. You know what I mean? These are all the different things I'm spawning, from rabbits to goats. In total, there's over 80 AI that I'm spawning in this one spawn, and this spawn is duplicated all over the place. And right now, I have them kind of usually near like forested areas, so the animals look like they're coming out of the forest, I guess, and the zombies are kind of near the forest. But as you can see, the activation and deactivation links are quite big. So as long as the player is within here, this spawner will constantly keep all those creatures and animals alive and spawning. They do have a respawn time of like, so even if you killed them all, they'll come back. And again, the whole hope is that in time, I would add bigger and stronger monsters as well, more annoying things. Like if you played stuff like the forest, you'll have these like big tentacly monsters that come after a while, or yeah. And so I'm looking up a couple of different monsters to add to it. But yeah, each zone here has a bunch of different spawners to keep it kind of active. And like I said, obviously, whenever you die, there's going to be a bunch of these little permanent kind of piers that you spawn at all around. And if I go to one, you can see that there's even some rivers and different styles. In some areas they're pretty heavy with the zombies, but that's where it was kind of chopping. So like, say if the player right now was like in this area here, it would activate this spawner, this spawner, this spawner, this spawner, this spawner, this spawner, and this spawner, and each one of those spawners are spawning 80 to 100 guys. So I think right now, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, right now I have a maximum, the Unreal Engine's going to have a maximum of like 200 AI that actually will function properly. Once you get above 200 AI, the engine will start. It will start acting funny. It won't really properly run the AI. I could just up the number, I guess, but it's not always the best practices because it also just will hit your performance. So I don't really plan on having each one of these spawn that many types of mobs. But I wanted to make sure all the mobs are spawning no matter where I start. Now that I have 52 zones that you randomly start in, every time I go to test, I'm going to spawn in one of 52 random zones, or wherever I spawn. I wanted to make sure that there was going to be zombies in the nearby future, like in the nearby area that you could fight and kill and stuff. And I just wanted to make sure that all the spawners are working. But in the end, I do want to kind of like place spawners, like especially for the animals, like dead in the forest. But I just didn't know if the forest was this thick, and so that's why I had doing some testing. That if, and you can see I was trying to test here. If when I stand in this area, if I notice that only it's spawning up front here, because maybe the trees and rocks are messing with the spawning collision, because it tries to spawn, but if there is an object in the way, it won't spawn. And to be honest, these trees and these rocks are kind of big too, and it's not going to spawn the guy in the air. It's going to want to spawn him on the ground, and if I keep the forest too dense, they might not actually spawn in here, so they might only spawn in this open area. So then maybe I'll have to purposely thin out certain forest areas in the center. But again, a lot of it I'll get on player feedback to see what they think. If they don't mind just like random zombies spawning in the middle of nowhere. But the whole hope, I think, with a lot of the forest spawning and stuff is that the player wouldn't see the spawn, because these AI do branch out. They do roam, and they can roam pretty far. Like, just because this spawner activates when the player is within, for this spawner here, we can click on it. So as you can see, this spawner activates when the player is within this ring. Doesn't mean the zombie won't walk out past that. It just means that as long as the player is within here, that zombie can still move and still attack other things and stuff like that. And as long as one player is in there. So I don't know how it's gonna work with multiplayer, because then technically if you have a couple players over here, a couple players over here, a couple players over here, all of these spawners are going to be activated. It's going to be actually kind of crazy. So again, I'm going to down the numbers. Each one of these spawners, I'm not going to spawn 100 guys. They may be like, this spawner spawns a ton of zombies, and maybe this spawner spawns like animals. But I got to work out, and with the testing stuff, I got to work out what people think is good and this and that. And that's the whole fun of it, right? We'll keep trying things and we'll get everything going. But yeah, I hope you guys are liking what you're seeing. Again, I'm still working as much as I can to get stuff done with the Steam thing. And now we have a multiplayer map. So I'm hoping, yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a blueprint on the player, so that you start off with the blueprint, and I'll show that next time. And hopefully, if all goes well, then next time, I don't want to save because I'm going to do a thing. I'm going to have all of this map kind of done as well. That way there's a couple different variations of multiplayer maps. And I'm going to do the spawns in this map here differently than the first map. So then people could take a look at the spawns in one map versus the spawns in the other map and tell me what they prefer. I think for I think for Dead Island, I'm gonna do more of an individual spawn, like place individual actors maybe. Uh, if that's not too time consuming. Again, the other thing about just dropping that many spawns in each one, it was pretty quick for me to be able to do. Just drop this here, make sure it's nice on the ground, drop it here, make sure it's nice on the ground. But yeah, I'm hoping next week to start getting this guy going. The first thing I'll have to do is for the trees for sure. Let's see, foliage. So I click on this tree here. Like I said, I've been adding components. So this is just a component class. It's just a foliage static instant. Where I would want probably the wood resource attached to that tree. Interactive wood resource component. Interactive fire, interactive berries. I would probably do interactive wood resource component, and probably do that for all the trees here. Maybe light them all up. So interactive wood component, 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 interactive wood component. Let's go back to select mode. Player start. Hatchets. Hatchet world item. Drag one of those in there. See if I can hit play. And now I should be able to chop trees down if get the hatchet. Equip. So yeah, I have another pocket spot here. Thinking I'll put a blueprint, the blueprint in that pocket spot. Let's see, we should be able to. Yep. Oh, I made it collectible. I don't know. Yeah. So that's the wrong type of component resource. Who needs to chop trees when you can just collect them? Yeah. Foliage. So it would be the resource. Yeah, I should have thought of stone and iron, right? So it'd be the wood resource there. Make sure that they're all wood resource. And yeah, the component I just have set of like what I want it to do to the static mesh, right? And what kind of like, so in the component I just say it's of type foliage component, so that you can just place it down wherever you want to place it. And this is again, I was mentioning to somebody that a couple of the family and friends that are always trying to figure out how quickly and how I have things set up. And when you have things set up like that, it's just pretty quick to change things on the flash. Yeah, now it's now I can chop the tree down and collect the wood. And yeah, there we go. So now now that I got the trees working, I'll have to get some rocks in there because you're gonna need stone and some iron in there, and then some zombies and stuff. And in Katie's version of the map that she has, I know she has her character and she has some zombies and stuff, but she hasn't really finished a lot of the stuff, and I want to get things in there for now, a part of the full complete version. And when she has her map done, I'll just import it and do some replacements. But that's it for the showcase I have today, and that's it for time. Hopefully you guys again are liking what you're seeing. Any comments again, don't forget to drop it in the Discord or in the bottom comment section of the video. And thanks for watching. You guys have a good one. Ciao.